I feel like if I was a guy these days, I would probably err on minding my own business, which is sad. But it's like, you know, you can make one mistake, be awkward, like one time in your life. Like,
no,
maybe this guy's just being awkward,
true, yeah.
or just had a slip up, or maybe was being creepy. That's just one time, right? And then all of a sudden, boom.
Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Fitness, everybody, your home for gains and brains. Today, guys, we're going to react to, you probably have seen this by now, this is seemed to be blowing up all over the internet, and it's called This Is How Not to Approach Girls at the Gym. We have a female perspective here. We're going to kind of see if the guy was in the wrong, if the woman was in the wrong. The consensus opinion seems to be that the woman was overreacting.
But this is also the internet, so grain of salt.
That's true. This girl is... This could be staged, you know what I mean? We never really know what's going on at the internet at this point.
True.
But let's crack in the comments below. I'm sure you're already doing it. You guys are mashing away, but what do you guys think? So let's start here. Bradley Martin says this is a shame. That's good.
Yes, it is. It's so uncomfortable. Feral, like feral. There's mirrors everywhere, so it's like...
Contemplating screaming. I'll probably have to censor that for YouTube to get him to go away. So she's upset right off rip here.
Oh, this is nothing.
I like how she had to tell us how easy the weight was.
Yeah.
Also, too, quick tip for the ladies. If you do hip thrust here, you see how her arms are kind of noodling? Grip it wide so you can keep your arms neutral the entire time. Pro tip.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the 35 now. I want you to watch very carefully.
Sounds like Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
Right? He's like,
Rest
watch
in peace.
very carefully. Why is he staring so long, WTF?
I mean, is it that long? It's
No,
hard to
he
tell.
really hasn't been.
I don't know.
2 seconds at most, right?
5 as 5 pounds.
This is what women mean by staring at them like a piece of meat. Okay. Okay, this angle is very funny because it looks like the bar is just flopping and tilting. Do you think it looks like from his perspective she's struggling to put it on?
We don't know what he's thinking. That's the thing.
It shouldn't take more than 5 seconds to put a 35-pound plate on, though, right? So he might be like, okay, poor girl.
Right.
He grabs a cleansing wipe. I hesitate to grab my weight because of him. So maybe she was changing the other one she had on. I think it was a 10-pound bumper. Him standing directly in front of me.
Made me.
Oh, I thought that said madame. Made me extremely uncomfy, okay?
Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though.
Pretty much so far, this is the one time where I can sort of see her perspective because
100%.
unless she edited that, he didn't ask, right? Just in general, don't just touch people's equipment, right? But especially with the chick, right? This poor guy now, this is his whole persona. Everybody knows him.
Like, he probably has an employer, might have like a dog, a cat, neighbors. Like, he has a life, you know, he's a human.
His animals are ashamed.
He might be a human with a real life.
Probably not. She has on the screen, he was only working out behind me to go up to me. Well, that's another thing. Why is she at the squat rack? Because it looks like the rack is here.
I can't tell.
Well, she's using plyometric, not really plyo boxes per se, but she's using these as like a support. I was at the squat rack all the way in the corner of the gym to avoid weirdos like this.
Aww.
So it looks like she's in a bad mood to begin with.
Right, yeah.
But I don't see any reason why the rack is being used here. Actually, this is a deadlift platform. This dude's probably upset because he's trying to use at least one of these things.
Yeah.
And she's just like, well, hey, look, I have... She's like the equipment hog in the Worst of the Gym tournament. She's like, hey, I got the bar, the squat rack, the deadlift platform, the plyo boxes to hip thrust 35 pounds each side. And he walks away. All right, this is what she was getting grilled for. So she puts up a bunch of text on the screen. What if I just ripped his pee-pee out of its socket so he could never reproduce again? A little extreme.
She's joking, though.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
This is why I don't want kids. Natural selection better take these weirdos out, in all caps.
Capital, yeah.
Here's the biggest one. He's going to jail for staring at an underage 21-year-old. I don't think anywhere in America, 18's the oldest, right? Like, of age, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, we don't consider them minors once they're 18.
Even anywhere in the world, though, 21. I don't know if she's trying to get sympathy for herself or what this is, but...
Or if she's being sarcastic, like, that's the best scenario.
See what I mean? Alright, here we go. Let's go to the gym, girls. How do you go with some girlfriends?
Do women's gyms still exist? All women's gyms?
I actually read this comment the other day that's like, we're actually not allowed to have all women gyms because it's like discriminatory, but they have women's only sections within like full gyms.
Did you ever hear of a gym called Curves?
No, but it sounds like a women's only gym.
When I was young, I swear I saw gyms. I think it was a women's only.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, right?
When we were little, yeah.
I don't know if that is still a thing. She says she wants to go with some girlfriends. If her behavior here is indicative, she probably doesn't have any friends. Does going with girls, would that make this better? If there's a pack, or would that make it worse? Like if you're
Would you get more attention?
Yeah, you'd get more attention if you're with other chicks,
But
right?
she would feel safer, I think is what she's trying to say. And she probably does have friends.
Okay, before we start again, she does not have a clip on the bar. She needs to watch this channel and learn how to actually lift weights. So you would assume she's probably watching all these videos about her video.
Maybe, yeah.
I saw somebody comment that she turned off the comments on her TikTok too.
She was getting the heat. She was catching it on TikTok.
This is ridiculous.
Dang, 2 or 3 reps.
He's not even in the video at this point, though.
It looked like he was using, I can't tell fully what it is behind her. It looks like a hyperextension.
Yeah.
Adjusting my shorts because I think I am the problem and blaming myself because of, here we go, the deep-rooted misogyny I was brought up with. Well, now she's turning it into a therapy session.
What part of me working out by myself looks like I'm a damsel in distress? I'm not.
Okay, well, she said she's not a damsel in distress, and then she's struggling to do reps. The plates are falling off of the bar. She's using equipment she doesn't need to be using, so... I don't know if she's making the argument she thinks she is right now. Straighten the arms out.
I feel unsafe. I feel unsafe.
From a woman's POV... Unsafe, do you think? Is that a warranted word?
Unsafe. Well, it's a spectrum. Unsafe is a spectrum.
Okay.
I guess it just depends, like, what prior experiences she might have had at this gym. Granted, she is a young woman by herself, you know, so that inherently kind of probably puts her on edge a little bit. I don't know, though, because the guy wasn't in the video anymore at that point, so I assume he's just, like, living his life, finishing his workout. Probably doesn't even know that, like, he's about to go viral.
He might have left the gym. You had an experience with a weird guy at your gym, right?
Oh god, yeah. I was doing hip thrusts too, with like a bench setup, barbell setup.
Of course.
Lunges, all that kind of stuff. And there was this older gentleman that I would see there quite often, like maybe in his 70s. He would literally stand, like, so in the video, that guy's like at least kind of a little bit farther from her. He would literally stand, what I said, like 1 yard, a couple feet away from me, just staring at my ass. So I politely asked him to stop. He didn't. And then he started making like comments about my ass, like, oh yeah, like that looks good. Like, oh yeah, I love how low you take it.
Actually, 70 years old.
Yeah. No, it was like crude. It was pretty intense. I felt like I was like on a casting couch.
Sigma male.
And like out loud in front of everyone. I was like, I was mortified of this thing.
He watched his PUA YouTube and he's just...
At his maximum age,
yeah, he's just trying to get lines out, you know?
Yeah. You know, he'd been practicing.
He's holding frame.
He's holding frame.
Yeah.
I just didn't appreciate it because I'm an idiot.
Well, common woman L, of course.
I couldn't take a compliment.
All right, so imagine you're this dude and you open up Reddit the next morning.
While you're brushing your teeth.
Yeah, and you just drop the phone in this thing. Like, it's tough to say how much tangible effect this would have on somebody's life, but...
Yeah, but it's more just like...
From what I saw, it seems like most people are on his side, at least sort of.
Yeah, on the internet, yeah.
His biggest error, tactically speaking, was just going up, again, unless something was out of context, and just picking up the plate. Because even then, if he was kind of being passive-aggressive, like, can you be finished? You could just ask, like, hey, how many do you have left?
Right, yeah.
I record myself in the gym, right? And people were just gonna... I've done this too, right? People record and you just look at the camera because... your eyes are just drawn to cameras when you see them.
And you're like resting. You're in between sets. You're bored.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, oh, there, and then you just look away, right? Again, because it's not like he was sitting there giving her one of these. You know what I mean? He was just like...
Back and forth kind
looks
of.
away, yeah. So people, they think like anything in that regard is a gotcha. It's like, oh, see, he's staring at me. It's like, well, he was looking at your phone, first of all.
It depends just like what you're geared to see, what you're primed to see from the situation.
Well, that's very true. And it's like she said, I'm sure her vantage point is like, oh, this pig. Would you say this is common for women to have at least some experience? I mean, yours is more extreme than this.
Yeah, but no, I would say yes. Just because, like, you know, that's the nature of things. It kind of is what it is.
I would say any dude that, because guys love to say, it's like, oh, I've never done that, I'm not awkward. You guys know you've done this at least once, right? Not egregiously, but, you know, you've got your eye caught and you've kind of looked, or you've seen in the mirror and you get caught and you look down. We're at a point now where I've seen other videos like this too, where guys will come up and even offer help. Not like this guy, right? They will actually come up and be like, hey, can I help you?
Ask first, yeah.
And the girl will be like, excuse me, what did you, strong, independent, don't need no.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's like too much, you guys. Like, my POV is right. We're all just normal people trying to like pay rent.
We're not, unfortunately, anymore.
But the thing is, like, if a guy comes up to me and asks politely first, it's like I'll just say either yes or no. And like, guys have helped me before, like, take my plates off after asking, and I've been super appreciative. And if you're someone that doesn't want that, just say no politely, just decline politely, and it can be it doesn't have to be deeper than that.
Do you think there's still room for that, like, chivalry in that regard?
I think it depends what kind of guy you are. I feel like if I was a guy these days, I would probably err on minding my own business, which is sad, but it's like, you can make one mistake, be awkward, like, one time in your life. Like,
no,
maybe this guy just being awkward,
true,
or
yeah.
just had a slip up, or maybe was being creepy. It was just one time, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, you're viral. Yeah. Everyone sees your face. Someone gets to edit you a certain way, make you look a certain way to fit their narrative. I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable, kind of. Like, the vibe I got from this young woman is that she's more jaded. Like, she's used to, how things go.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Apparently this woman here has, I don't know if it's an OnlyFans or some premium, I'll put a screenshot up, some premium site where she does, it says like cosplay. You cosplay anime guys are out of control, dude. But there's that, ASMR requests. I don't know how much of this is
safe for work.
Yeah, they're good Reddit way to put it. They're safe for work.
Yeah.
Most dudes, I think especially now, I think caution is the default. Like, I would assume the comment section of this video is most guys going to be like, dude, just leave it alone. There's no point.
Yeah.
Try not to look.
That makes me sad, though, on some level, because all the time women are talking about, like, it's so hard to meet guys these days. There's only dating apps. No one ever wants to talk to you in real life anymore. And it's unfortunate, but it's like...
self-inflicted. I'm in my mid-20s. All guys my age and younger have heard is never talk to us, don't bother us, let women live their lives.
Yeah.
And then the instant that happens, you guys get what you want, and nobody talks to you, then all of a sudden it's like... well, how come none of these men
how come I'm still single?
Yeah, legitimately.
Yeah.
So...
but you know what it is? At the end of the day, it's like, it's good guys getting kind of punished by, like, the creepers or the woman who's that overreactive. Yeah. Like, it's on both sides. Like,
well, it's the same way for women, too, because there's some women who... I've seen women online saying they would like a guy to come up and help them and stuff doing this, right? They're like, no, I would never do that anymore, so...
it's reality.
Social interaction stinks at this point, doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. No, everywhere you go, it's like, don't look at anyone. Don't talk to anyone.
Where you guys can talk to each other is in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think, make your voice heard, and just vent your frustrations. But that's it for us, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out, as always, to the Patreon supporters and the channel members. Hit me up in the links down below to get your own training and eating in better order, and to save money on great products and services. And I will catch you guys next time.